The World Poker Tour is brought to you by ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker. Guaranteed.
In Italy, from a nearly 400-year-old palace on the banks of the Grand Canal, we are set to crown a king of Italian poker. It's the Venice Grand Prix tonight, only on the WPT.
Well, the crowd all standing.
He is circling the drain.
They are going bare knuckles in the center of the ring.
He would love to knock this loudmouth out.
Oh!
Unbelievable. Welcome to Venice, Italy. I'm Marianella Pereira, sitting in for Kimberly Lansing, who is away on maternity leave. As we start our third hour of expanded coverage here at the Casino di Venezia, we have seen players from around the world battle for this WPT title. Mike and Vince, as we get closer to naming a champion, what are your thoughts?
Well, Marinella, the WPT Venice Grand Prix has come down to two Italians, a Russian and a guy from Denmark, and all of them have about equal in chips right now. It is anybody's game.
That is true, Mike. No one is safe in this beautiful Venetian palace. We are seeing great poker. We are seeing suckouts.
Renat, the Russian, caught a queen on the river to double up and avoid elimination. Now has plenty of chips, but so does Alessandro Longobardi, who knocked out fellow Italian Gianluca Trebbi in 5th place. Simon the Dane has been playing with absolute zip and pip, but it was Andrea Dato that picked off his bluff and succeeded there.
Well, Vince, you're right. Simon and Andrea, far and away the most aggressive players at this table, and I don't look for that to change with 4 players left.
We're in a beautiful casino, one of the oldest in the world, and we are seeing some action. This is going to be fun.
Thank you, guys. Tonight, a new name will be added to the WPT's Champions Cup as the winner of one of Europe's most coveted titles. The action is ready to resume, so let's get back to the final table.
Well, there you see the leaderboard. Andrea Dato, the Italian pro, out in front with 1.6 million. Second place, the other Italian, Alessandro Longobardi. So right now, the Italians on top, trying to take down this title.
All right, Andy's at 5,000, blinds at 20 and 40. Action going to Dato. He quickly folds the hand, and now it's on the Dane. The junk man plays almost anything, and he's got a 10-6 of diamonds.
Well, Vince, right now he's on the short stack here, but it's not slowing him down, as you can see. Looks like he is going to raise it with a 10-6, and indeed he is. Makes it 80,000 to go.
Yes, he does. Into Renat. Only been playing poker for 3 years. He's got a king-9.
Not much of a hand, really, but against a guy like Simon, who seemingly raises every pot, it might be enough for the Russian to get involved here, and it certainly looks like he's going to get involved.
Oh, boy, yeah, he's getting that raising chips.
He's getting involved with a hammer.
He's making it 200,000 to go. Alessandro out. Back on the Dane. He really can't afford at this point.
Well, his problem is he's only got a little over 600,000 left here in chips.
Yeah, he's going to fold the hand.
Nice re-raise by the Russian there to take down that pot.
This is the Russian's first ever WPT event.
And he was the only player to come to this final table that was a non-professional poker player. Works in finance. What an event he's having.
All right. Back to the felt. Pair of deuces here for Simon Ransbeck. He somehow put himself on the short stack. He was the chip leader at one time here tonight.
I'm all in.
And now he's going to push all in.
He's going all in for about 600,000 here.
Right behind him, the Russian peeked down at a pair of 10s.
Well, I don't see him going anywhere.
That is a big hand.
Call.
And of course he's going to call this.
These are not the words Simon wanted to hear.
Alessandro out, and so is Andrea. So we have a showdown.
Well, he knows the best he can be is in a race, and that's not the case as his opponent turns up an overpair.
Good luck.
So right now, the Dane in trouble.
Well, he's in trouble, but he's played brilliant poker tonight. He has mixed it up better than anyone at the table. He has won with nothing hands. He's a very clever poker player, but now he needs some luck, Mike.
Well, he's played pretty loose, but a little too loose on occasion. Here the flop comes ace, 7, 6. The 2 10s out in front. The only way Simon can win this pot, he must catch a deuce.
The scarf is tightening on the Dane right now. Needs some luck.
Turn card comes up. It's a queen. Not going to help the Dane.
Well, there you see. The Dane wins because he knows that takes away one of his 2 outs. The deuce of spade will not win it for him now, as his opponent will make a flush. He can only catch the deuce of clubs to survive.
No, we're not. In a great position to double up, knock out another man, and be down to 3 players. Here we go with the river.
Ooh. And it's an 8. So that's going to do it for Simon Roundsbeck.
Good game. Very good game. Good player.
Well, Vance, he started out in good shape. He went down to the low stack, came back, took the chip lead, went back down again, and then out with the 2 deuces.
Yeah, up and down his stack went all night. He's our 4th place finisher, going to take home 52,000 euros. Wow, let's see what he has to say about that.
Basically, I just tried to play my game. I'm really disappointed right now. I expected a lot more. Misplayed a couple of hands. Yeah, really disappointed.
Simon Roundsbeck disappointed, understandably so. He was so close, but this was his 2nd WPT final table, so he should be proud of that. So with Simon Roundsbeck out in 4th place, the stakes are getting higher. Plenty more to come, including Tony Dent's dishing out the raw deal, a tour of Venice with the Royal Flush Girls, plus 5 questions with the infamous Tony G.
Phil Hellmuth is a dog that thinks he's a human. It's phenomenal.
So stick around.
Hi, my name's Andy Whetstone, and I got to live the World Poker Tour. As a Club WPT VIP member, I won a WPT main event seat to the Hollywood Poker Open. I also made the final televised table and took home more than $62,000. Join me on ClubWPT.com. For just $19.95 per month, you too can live the World Poker Tour. I am all in.
Good bet, Andy.
ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
I'm one of the Royal Flush Girls. My name is Tuba. We're going to the Murano Glass Factory. Straight ahead.
My name is Mattia Mian. I am representative of Consorzio Promovetro Murano, and we made a partnership with WPT in order to produce this trophy for this special occasion here in Venice.
We got to experience the Murano Glass Factory and the making of the amazing World Poker Tour replica Champions Cup.
It is a very unique event for our association, and we took this opportunity in order to make something absolutely extraordinary.
Right here is the WPT replica trophy that the winner here will actually take home. It is absolutely beautiful.
There's no price. It is a unique piece. It took so many hours of work, and it's priceless.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour and the WPT Venice Grand Prix. If you're flying, good luck bringing this on carry-on. Cards are back in the air. Let's get back to Mike and Vince.
Well, Vince, you and I have a little difference of opinion. We believe there's a price for everything, unlike the Italians.
Well, he says it's priceless, but I heard he takes $600 for it. Only kidding. Let's get back to the table. 3 players remain. Action on the man from Naples, Italy, Alessandro Longobardi. He's got the button. He's got King 5 of hearts. And he's going to fold. And now Andrea Dotto. He's from Rome. Looks down at a 7 deuce of clubs. His 4th WPT event, his 2nd WPT final table.
Right here in Venice. Obviously a very aggressive player.
He's just called here. Now, Renat with a Jack 9 of hearts has raised.
Well, this is good table presence here by the Russian. He knows that this Italian had a hand. He'd raised him himself. That didn't happen, so he just went ahead and popped him up.
Yeah, made it 90,000 to go. Here's the flop. Oh, wow.
What a flop for the Italian. It's come king, queen, 4 all clubs. He's flopped a flush. The Russian drawing completely dead with 2 cards to go.
Andrea checks it, digging the ditch, put the leaves and the twigs over the hole, waiting for the sucker to fall in. It's Renat. He's got a bet at 100,000. Oh, boy. Acting here.
Do they have Italian Oscars, Vince?
Yes.
The guy's going for one here. Obviously, he's going to play the hand. He flopped as good a flop as you could get.
It's like an Italian Shakespearean actor.
But you're always leery your opponent might have a bigger club in his hand. So you hate to just call to give him a free draw at that flush.
I live on the edge. Sucker the guy in. Give him another card.
No, he's going to raise it.
He is going to raise it.
Well, he's thinking the guy might have 2 kings where he'll play the pot. He might have the ace of clubs where he's going to continue playing the pot.
Renat's got an inside straight draw. That's about it.
Well, obviously, if he knew what he had, he wouldn't raise it here.
Yep.
He'd just call and keep checking, hoping the guy would bet. But
yeah, but the Russian's going to give this up.
Yeah, Dotto going to take down that pot and increase the chip lead.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Sometimes with the worst hand, just a 7 deuce, it turns out to be a great hand. And right there, the Royal Flush Girl sitting here looking beautiful. in the oldest casino in the world.
Well, that's what we've seen tonight is on occasion Dotto, and most of the time the Dane that was in here, Simon. You know, they believe in that old axiom, there's no such thing as a bad hand, just a bad flop.
All right, back to the table. Alessandro with a very solid ace-jack.
Well, Alessandro is what we call the most solid player at the table. I mean, he makes the least moves. He's usually always got a hand when he comes in the pot.
Well, he's made it 120 to go. Andrea with a queen 6.
Wow. Look at this, man. It's just played the 7 deuce for a raise a minute ago. Now he's got the queen 6 offsuit. He's going to 3-bet here.
Whoa.
Just incredible aggressiveness by this Italian.
It's an additional 150, makes it 270 to go. And Renat is going to peek down at a pretty bad 9-6 offsuit. Can't expect him to play that. Nope.
He's not going to get involved.
And now Alessandro.
Well, I'm sure this guy's played Italian before, knows how aggressive it is, quickly goes all in with the ace-jack. A bold play, and it pays off for him. That's a nice read on your opponent right there.
Yep, Alessandro Longobardi. He plays tight and waits for opportunities. That's what he did right there. Taking down that pot.
3 players still left in the Venice Grand Prix, all trying to make a name for themselves, just as Tony G made his mark in the poker world way back in season 1. 10 years later, and the Australian airbag is still playing poker at the highest level around the world and still causing controversy wherever he goes.
What is the #1 quality a poker player must have to be a winner?
You got to believe in yourself. I think no matter what sort of handicaps you have, a great example that Phil Hellmuth sets as a poker player, he really believes in himself. He's really a poor poker player. He's below average, but he thinks he's the best.
Tony G enjoying Phil Hellmuth's pain.
You know what Phil was doing? He was playing his hand like an amateur.
Phil Hellmuth is a dog that thinks he's a human. It's phenomenal. I mean, this guy is unbelievable. That's powerful. But that's how you have to be. You have to believe in yourself. You have to work really hard, and you have to have no fear.
Do you think your personality is good for the game?
I think it's good. I'm pretty natural. I just have fun, although I get a bit nasty and brutal sometimes.
I destroy them. Destroy them. I love it.
It's not really personal. You know, I'm off the streets. I started with nothing, and I'm pretty nasty in a competitive environment.
And I'm going to take everything you have. Just everything.
I'm not looking to make friends. I'm not looking to pretend and say I like you if I don't.
And tell me, what are some of your guilty pleasures? What's something about you that would surprise people?
Guilty pleasures, the list is extremely long, I think. A lot of it would probably be like iron X-rated, so I don't think...
Oh, well, we can put a mature content on 4 or 5 questions. It's a long list of R-rated things? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, it's a long list of R-rated things, yeah. That's good. You hit the nail on the head.
Let's talk about Surinder Sanar.
Yes.
How impressive was Surinder Sanar's performance against you in Paris? Are you guys on friendly terms now?
We're very friendly. Yeah, and that day I was in a particular zone.
Bye-bye. I'm gonna rip you apart so hard, everything. And you're gonna suffer so much.
I was up there, I was really fighting and going for it until I ran into Surinder Sanar.
I call.
Who was the best man on the day. I loved that day. I loved that I was part of a great WPT. The best man won on the day, and all sort of respect to him because he had to take the full brutal force of me.
He is our champion.
At the end of it all, I'm happy he played and won, and he deserved it, and he's a deserved champion.
Your appearances on the WPT Paris shows showed how entertaining poker on television can be. How have you changed since those early days?
I haven't changed much. I just need the big stage, need to make a final table, and then I'm bringing something out of my bag of tricks.
When I kill him.
It's just fun for me. I just love it. I just love to make it and just be crazy.
Who's your next victim?
Oh, there'll be a lot of victims, hopefully. I want to eat them all in the end.
Well, Tony G is one of a kind, Vance. You got to admit that.
He's the most colorful character in the game of poker. Just truly entertaining.
Well, if Phil Hellmuth happens to watch that interview where Tony says he's below average, he's going to have to go back to his shrink again. Jeez.
All right, back to the action. 3-handed poker going after a title here in Venice. Andrea Dotto now with ace-6 in his hand has raised to 100,000. The Russian has folded. And now Alessandro Longobardi picks up a nice king-queen. All got about the same amount of chips at this point, close to 1.5, 1.6.
Yep, it is definitely anybody's game from here. Everybody within 100,000 of each other.
Alessandro now going to just call. So we have ace-6 up against king-queen. Here come the first 3 cards.
The flop comes 10-5 deuce. 2 clubs, no help to either player.
Alessandro's going to check this. And Dato with the continuation bet with just ace-high. Looks like 80,000.
Look at this. His fellow Italian making the call with just king-high.
Okay.
Now the 5 of clubs comes off. So now Alessandro has a flush draw to go with his king-high. He's going to check. And Dato checks right behind him, and the river's a queen. This gives Alessandro the best hand with 2 queens now. And he's going to check the 2 queens. Just doesn't want to fall any traps, and going to give his opponent a chance to bluff at it. That doesn't happen as you got ace-high, just checks it down.
Oh, look at that look. Pain.
Well, he knows he was beat on the river. That's why he's wincing there. I think he's a little surprised the guy called his bet on the flop with just king-high. Then he made the 4 clubs, then he made the 2 queens, and he took down the pot.
Plenty of more to come from Venice, including Tony Dunst breaking down tonight's action in the Raw Deal, and we relive another great Champions Cup moment when we return on the World Poker Tour, brought to you by ClubWPT.com.
Season 10 of the World Poker Tour is brought to you by ClubWPT.com, where VIP members can win their share of $100,000 in cash and prizes every month. ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. We are at the Casino di Venezia in Venice, Italy. And Mike, this is a good one, but you know what? You don't have to travel around the world to have a great poker experience, right?
Well, that's right, Vince. All you have to do is go to your computer at home and sign up for ClubWPT.com. For only $19.95 a month, you too can become a Club WPT VIP member and experience all the benefits that go along with that. In addition, you can play all the poker you want from the comfort of your home.
That's true. You can win cash and prizes. You can also get the Entertainment Savers Guide, the WPT magazine, all of that. It is fantastic.
ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
All right, Mike, we're going back to the felt.
Well, 3 players left. The 2 Italians out in front. Andrea Dato, our leader, with $2.2 million. Second place, the other Italian, Alessandro Longobardi. In third place right now is the Russian, Renat Bogdanov.
And the antes are going up to 10,000. Blinds at 30 and 60. It is getting expensive here in Venice. Alessandro Longobardi from Naples.
Looking down at 2 jacks. Just a powerful hand in a 3-handed poker game.
Alessandro says he's a very superstitious guy. Doesn't even like to talk about superstitions. That's how superstitious he is.
And here he raises it. Makes it $140,000 to go.
And Dato looks down at a 10-8 offsuit. Little does he know what he could be getting himself into.
Well, and he's capped his cards, Vince.
Oh, boy.
That's a sign he's going to play the pot.
Potential disaster. Waiting for him. Yeah, he's going to pump it.
$370,000 he's bet with just a 10-8 offsuit here.
Now the Russian with an ace-8.
And the pot's been raised and re-raised, so he's just going to get out of their way.
And now Alessandro, he has a real hand, of course, pair of jacks. Tough to pick up jacks in a 3-handed poker game.
I'm all in.
Well, he's going all in here.
And Dato quickly to eject his hand. He's been foiled. What are you going to do? He took his shot. Alessandro had a real hand.
It takes a lot of shots, no doubt about it. That one misfired.
And with that hand, Alessandro takes a chip lead from fellow countryman Andrea Dato and inches one step closer to adding his name to the Champions Cup. All season long, we have been revisiting the great moments of the WPT in a segment we call the WPT Champions Cup moment.
Here we go to the river. Who's going to get lucky?
The KR, there it is. It is over. Wow.
Although the Season 2 WPT Invitational final table glittered with heavyweights like Antonio Esfandiari, John Juanda, and the Costa Rican great Humberto Brenes, it was the irrepressible player known as the Unabomber who entered the WPT arena an underdog.
I'm not sure this guy's got all his oars in the water.
Only to come back
Well, that's a 9.
a star.
And that's going to do it for Antonio.
For all the antics, his opponents knew there was a brilliant poker mind under the hood, combined with an outsized personality and seemingly the guiding hand of destiny.
Oh, he's done it back. John Juan is out of here in 3rd place. The Unabomber has taken him out.
It was Phil Locke, known as the Unabomber, started the night with the least amount of chips, but through a series of startling turnarounds,
They're cheering for the Bomber man.
found himself playing for the title.
One card away from a championship. What's it going to be?
King! He did it! He has swung around and won this title. Phil Locke, the Unabomber, is our WPT Invitational Champion.
Phil Locke will go on to other WPT finals. History will show it was the sheer exuberance of this Hollywood ending that left an indelible mark on the WPT Champions Cup.
Well, that's certainly one of the most fun nights in the history of the World Poker Tour, no doubt about it. Phil Locke, an amazing WPT champion.
Yes, he was.
There you see the Player of the Year standings. Will the Thrill Faella out in front, and will be no matter who wins this tournament, but still a long way to go in Season 10 to determine the WPT Player of the Year.
Well, this is hotly contested tonight. Some brilliant poker here in Europe. And right now, Dado has folded, and Renat, the Russian, with just a 6-7. Just calling.
Well, just limping in the small blind, as we say.
Alessandro now with a 9-8. Has an option, but he says, I'll just see 3 cards.
Well, just happy to see a flop here. And the flop is King 3 deuce. No help to either player. Probably whoever bets at it will win it.
And the Russian has checked. Alessandro not hitting anything, but he's going to have the guts to bet 80,000.
You think the Italians have ever heard of Amarillo Slim? He says, if they're checking, I'm a betting. The Italian doing it here.
And Renat, no game playing there. He's going to lay this one down. Alessandro now taking down that pot.
Vince, he's been calm, cool, and collected, just biding his time, playing very solid at this final table, and it's working for him. He's the chip leader.
We'll be right back with more action from Venice, including Tony Dunn's no-holds-bar analysis in the Raw Deal, brought to you by ClubWPT.com, so stick around.
I am Tuba, one of the Royal Flush Girls. Welcome back to the World Poker Tour, brought to you by ClubWPT.com.
We are back for the final table of the WPT Venice Grand Prix. Tony Dunst is in the house and ready to give his 2 cents in this edition of the Raw Deal.
There's nothing wrong with applying pressure to an opponent you think is improbable to 4-bet you like, particularly in a scenario where he's risking his tournament life in a spot with major equity implications, like a payout jump. This type of play is especially effective when you have the chip lead in a 3-handed game, and Andrea Dato is aware of this and how it makes the game as much about stack sizes as it is about hands. But does he go too far with it? Let's break him down. Earlier in the final table, he 3-bet 8-2 offsuit from the small blind, which seems ambitious considering Andrea could probably just wait 1 orbit and find a better hand to 3-bet with from the small. But perhaps he thinks conditions are ideal as a result of history and stacks, and believes his opponent is making a push-fold decision, so his hand's poor quality doesn't matter. It works this time, and Andrea gets the best hand to lay down. Andrea attacks Alessandro once they're down to 3 players, and does so by 3-betting Queen 6 from the small blind against a button raise. However, his opponent has an easy shove with Ace-Jack and a stack of 24 blinds to start the hand, leading to an instant fold from Andrea. He just saw Andrea make a 3rd attempt at Alessandro, but again he ran into a hand. He waited for conditions where he was chip leader 3-handed and put Alessandro to a tournament-life decision.
370.
But that's a pretty easy decision when you have jacks with 23 blinds to start the hand.
Molly.
The unfortunate timing of Andrea is mostly bad luck, but I'll take some issue with his sizing and say that 370,000 is way more than enough to put a stack of 1.35 million to a decision. I think he put in almost 100,000 more than necessary to get the same result. Those extra chips allow Alessandro to become chip leader. It's no secret that poker has become increasingly aggressive over the years, especially pre-flop poker. Most players with a moderate amount of mid to high stakes tournament experience now realize that mastering timing in your pre-flop 3-bets and 4-bets has become a crucial aspect of the game. Finding the perfect balance of aggression against each individual opponent, that's the tricky part.
Well, he's right about that. Sometimes it's best to sit back and wait for something else to happen. You don't have to play every pot.
All right, right there you see the chip leader is Alessandro Longobardi from Naples, Italy. 2.4 million. Blinds are up to 40 and 80,000. Very expensive. Action's on Dotto. Looks down to the pair of threes here, Mike.
We've seen him go crazy with 2 deuces so far at this final table, so let's see what he's going to do with the threes.
All in.
Well, he says all in with it.
Well, there you go.
No monkeying around. The Russian's out. And Alessandro has a pretty solid ace-10 here.
Well, that's nearly all the time someone moves in for about $1 million. They've got an ace and a baby card or a small pair. It happens about 90% of the time. So if Alessandro realizes that, he'll make this call with the ace-10.
Call, call.
Oh, yeah, he's going to make the call. It's the right one.
Well, I like the call, even though it's a race situation. He could have been dominating his opponent. Now he just got a race to try to win the pot.
Good luck.
So one man from Rome, one from Naples, going after each other in the oldest casino in the world here in Venezia.
Dotto's tournament life on the line with the threes. Well, so far, so good. Queen 6-4 is the flop.
Little pair of threes out in front.
Everybody on their feet.
Yeah, threes. Just a measly pair of threes in front at this time.
Well, an 8 comes off. So far, so good for Andrea Dotto. Remember, the last time he had this race situation, his opponent outdrew him on the river to beat him. Could it possibly happen again?
I don't know. We will see. Down to the river. 2 Italians going after each other.
And a deuce comes off. So Andrea Dotto stays alive by winning the race. The 2-3 standing up. And we've still got 3 players left fighting for this title.
Oh, that was a great hold-up as the Royal Flush girls enjoy the moment. Dotto, who came in as a chip leader, now back in as a chip leader.
Well, Vince, even though the call didn't work out for Alessandro, I like his thinking there. His opponent could have easily had an ace and a baby card where he could have had the best hand and won the pot.
All right, plays going to Dotto again. And this time he's got another wired pair of 8s. He's going to raise with it. Makes it 160. We're not going to play. And Alessandro looks at a jack-9 of clubs.
Well, he just lost the last pot with an ace-10 to the 2 3s. Let's see what he's going to do with the jack-9. He's got 80,000 out there. Plus him another 80,000 to make the call. But remember, he's only got about 900,000 left.
Taking his time. Doesn't really have to panic at this point.
Money.
He's going all in.
Call.
And quickly, Dotto calls him with the 2 8s. So Alessandro's in the best spot he can be in. The 2 overcards. It's jack-9 versus 2 8s.
Well, you got to think to yourself, did that last hand put Alessandro on tilt a little bit here? Got super aggressive with this.
Well, we haven't seen him get aggressive like this all night long, but you're right, Vince. Maybe that last beat forced him to move in here. Oh, it's come king, queen, 4 with 2 clubs. Dotto does not like that. His opponent's flopped a straight flush draw, but his 2 8s are still out in front.
Both men up on their feet. Huge moment in their poker life right now. Dotto's friends sweat their man. 4th Street.
5 of hearts on the turn, so Dotto still out in front with the 2 8s. He's got to dodge a jack, a 10, a 9, or a club. It's a lot of outs for his fellow Italian.
All the money's in for Alessandro. Can he get lucky?
It's a 9. He's lost on the river again for the 2nd time in a race situation. We still have 3 players left.
Yeah. Big smile for Alessandro. Spiking the 9s on the river.
Well, you see the heartbreak on Andrea Dato right there. For the second time, he raced for a giant pot to eliminate a player at this final table, and he got beat on the river.
Yes, he did.
That is just the ultimate torture.
He is crushed.
There you see the scarf coming off. It's warm in here now, Vinny.
No place for a scarf after that. We have 3 players remaining. We started this event with 155 players, all putting up huge dollars here in Europe. And first to play right now is Alessandro. He's got a miserable-looking 8-5, and he takes a pass on that. Dato now going to squeeze a king 4.
All in.
Going all in with just a king 4 offsuit.
And whoa, ace king for Renat.
Well, the Russian quickly calls him, and this time the Italian has stubbed his toe. He's in about as bad a spot as he can be in. It's ace king versus king 4. Well, Lady Luck has not been smiling on Andrea so far at this final table. He'll need it to smile big to win this pot. As the cards lie, the Russian just over a 3-1 favorite to win the pot, and now much more so as an ace comes on the flop. It's come ace, queen 8. For Dato to win this pot, it's got to come 4-4. The Jack 10, they would split the pot.
Disappointment. Overwhelming in the room.
The 3 comes off. So that's going to do it for the likable Italian, Andrea Dato, out in 3rd place. Hugs all around, respect for the guy, played a great tournament. Man, it's just Lady Luck wasn't smiling on him when it needed to be. Lost so many critical races at this final table. Just wasn't meant to be tonight for Andrea.
Let's see what he has to say.
Yeah, what can I say? I lost the most important showdown. I lost 2 big flips. One of them would have been enough. I think I was the best player among the 3 remaining, so yeah, I'm really disappointed, but that's it, you know, that's poker.
Andrea Dato, understandably upset. He entered the final table chip leader, but unfortunately could not win the flips when it counted. With Andrea Dato out in 3rd place, we are now close to naming the Season 10 WPT Venice Grand Prix champion. Will it be Renat Bogdanov or Alessandro Longobardi? We'll be right back with heads-up action on the World Poker Tour, brought to you by ClubWPT.com.
Club WPT VIP member Andy Whetstone made a WPT final table, and next time it could be you. Become a Club WPT VIP today for your chance to play on the World Poker Tour. ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed. Hey, poker fans, Mike Sexton here with Vince Van Patten. We want to personally invite you to join us and the Royal Flush Girls on the WPT cruise.
That's right, Mike. Beautiful beaches, exotic ports, great poker action on board Royal Caribbean's Freedom of the Seas. You talk about poker in paradise.
That's right, Vince. This is a vacation the whole family will enjoy. For more information, visit WPTcruise.com.
Hope to see you there.
Welcome back to the WPT Venice Grand Prix, brought to you by ClubWPT.com. Heads-up action here in Venice is about to get underway between Renat Bogdanov and Alessandro Longobardi. During the break, Vince Van Patten had a chance to speak with both players.
Well, I'm standing here with an amateur player, Renat from Russia. Only been playing 3 years. Can you take this title, Renat?
Can.
You feel it?
Yes, of course. I want it.
You're playing a player, the Russian, that's only been playing for 3 years. Do you have an advantage over him, do you believe?
I don't know. It's a very dangerous player, but now it's okay.
Can you become a WPT champion? Can you do it?
Of course. Of course.
We will see. We're about to go with the heads-up action. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
The WPT Champions Cup is primed for a new edition. So let's get back with Mike and Vince.
As is the custom on the World Poker Tour, when we get down to heads-up play, we have our money presentation. So show us the money.
And out come the beautiful Royal Flush Girls. Tuba, Angelique, Ivy, and Danielle. Bringing out the cold hard cash.
First time ever, Vince, that we've had the money brought in by a gondola.
The winner, of course, will get their name on the Champions Cup.
Vince, as you know, money comes and goes, but having your name etched on that Champions Cup, it's there forever. That's what you dream about as a poker player.
Yeah. Why do you look at me so seriously when you say, as you know, money comes and goes? You're beginning to worry me.
Because you walk around with holes in your pocket, that's why. Well, here we go. Heads-up action about to get underway. Both of these guys had to hit on the river after being all in, or they would have been gone. They did it. It looks like destiny for each of these guys, but as you know, only one can take the title. Who's it going to be?
Right now, Renat Bogdanov is the chip leader with 2.7. Alessandro Longobardi has about 1.9. Here we go. Lines of 40 and 80,000. Action on the Russian, Renat.
The two most aggressive players went out in third and fourth position. These are the two guys playing for the title.
Renat with an ace-8 has made it 200,000 to go. And Alessandro looks down at a jack-10 offsuit.
He's got 80 out there, so it costs him another 120 to make the call.
Well, he is going to make the call.
So here we go. Now flop comes Jack 8-4. The Italian out in front now with two jacks.
Yep, he outflopped them, and he's going to check it. Renat hitting a pair of 8s here.
Wow, he checks second pair and top kicker.
Amazing.
And now an ace comes off.
Whoa.
He's got aces and 8s.
Alessandro wisely checks.
Well, that's known as the dead man's hand. Aces and 8s, and the Italian could be a dead man if he's not careful here.
And Renat coming out to bet. Looks like 200,000.
Well, the Italian probably kicking himself for not betting on the flop right now. Fearful his opponent might have an ace in his hand. He's certainly trying to represent one. But he's got more than an ace in his hand. Uh-oh. The Italian makes the call. Must catch a jack as the cards lie to win the pot. Nothing else will do. And now a 7 comes off.
No help for Alessandro. And it's on him first. He's going to check again with his jacks. Oh, boy. Now the Russian has to figure out how much to bet to get paid off.
Well, over 800,000 in the pot. He's going to bet 360,000. A nice bet by the Russian here. It could be an amount that he could get paid off. The guy called him on the turn after the ace hit. Will he call him again on the river?
Well, in no limit poker, that is the art of the game, is knowing exactly how you get paid off, the maximum amount.
Bet sizing critical if you want to become a winning poker player.
Was it too much? Will he chase Alessandro away, or will he get this action? Oh, whoa, one card in the muck, and that means two cards going to the muck.
Well, he's going to lay it down. The Russian tells him good fold, and indeed it was.
I hate hearing good fold when the guy doesn't show. There's so much lying in poker. Come on.
Oh, boy.
Never say that unless you're going to show the hand. Don't make me second guess you. But right there, the Russian, Renat Bogdanov, taking that pot, extending his chip lead. We're right back at him.
The Russian now has over a 2-1 chip lead in this heads-up battle.
Alessandro from Naples, Italy. He's got a solid king-queen.
Certainly going to raise with this hand.
A former sports bettor, now professional poker player. Likes to describe his game as very tight. Doesn't like the bluff, he says. He's kind of proven that tonight. But this time with a solid hand, makes it 200,000 to go. Renat with just a 6-4 of clubs. Well, he's got money in there already.
And it's got one of those hands you like to see flops with. He makes the call, and here is the flop. Now, Queen 7-4, great flop for the Italian. He's got top pair. The Russian has bottom pair.
Renat with the bottom pair is going to check first. And Alessandro with a Beautiful top pair, big kicker. Not going to deceive here. He's coming out with a continuation bet, it looks like. Taking his time. Putting the chips in, 160 grand. Kind of surprised he let him off a little cheap there.
Well, he wants action here, Vince. Got to feel like he's got the best hand here. Indeed, he does. And indeed, it's working.
Well, Renat has called it. Here we go with the turn.
Oh, a 6 comes off.
Oh, boy.
Just a dream card for the Russian here. He's now out in front with 2 pair.
This is why you don't give bargains on the flop when you're out in front. And now, Renat, he's first to act, and he's going to check.
I think he's going to check raise here, Vince.
Well, he just wants to trap the Italian. And it looks like he may succeed. You got top pair of queens. You're gonna go. That kicker. This is just, oh boy.
You are right, Vince.
It is a train wreck here for the Italian.
240,000 to bet.
Do you make him put it all in now?
Vince, I think you have to raise here just about. There's a possible straight out there. 2-card flush out there. Guy could have a hand like he's got 2 queens.
Cool.
But he just calls. He does not re-raise here with the 2 pair that he just made.
Yeah, he's walking the dog. Once again, down to the river we go.
And a 4 comes off. The Russians made a full house. And the Italian's going to have a hard time getting away from this hand. Incredible.
Check.
He is checking, hoping that his man is going to bet again.
I think he sized it up perfectly. You think the guy's going to bet queens if he's got queens here, and he may bluff at it if he has nothing. So you check to him, you throw him some rope, and here comes the Italian.
Yep, 380,000.
Oh, boy. Right now he's on the gondola with no oars, I can tell you that.
He is digging his own grave. We're not looking over. Oh, boy. Some bad Russian acting right there.
Now he's going all in.
Oh, there he goes. They're very casual. All in. And Alessandro. Oh, boy. He's feeling it for the first time.
Well, Vince, he started this pot with about $1.5 million. He's got about $950,000 invested in this pot, so he doesn't have that much money left to throw this hand away, even though I'm sure he feels like it's no good.
Yeah, he's coming to the realization, did this guy just trap me? Is he really doing this to me? If he calls it, it is over, Mike.
Wow, all in. Okay, call.
He's going to call it.
He's made the call. Just doesn't feel like he's got enough chips not to. And the Russian is going to be our champion. Renat Bogdanov has done it, Vince.
He certainly has. Tricky play by Renat. The Russian only been playing for 3 years. He has succeeded here.
Sorry.
Bogdanov is our champion.
Well, he played it beautifully. He's sucking the Italian in. Reno, only been playing for 3 years, has taken this victory. He is the winner here at Venice.
Well, Vince, he got lucky there on the turn to make 2 pair, filled up on the river. Destiny on his side tonight. Renat Bogdanov is our champion. And now Vince is heading over to interview our runner-up, Alessandro Longobardi.
Well, complete devastation here for Alessandro here from Italy to hit queens on the flop with a big kicker like a king and to get suckered in. You had him, but he just outdrew you. That is rough.
It's okay, compliment my opponent, but it's a very good end.
I think you did well. Congratulations, you're runner-up. A big payday for you. We'll see you next year. Back to you, Mike.
Well, we're with the Venice Grand Prix champion now, Renat Bogdanov from Russia. Renat, it's got to feel great. Your first ever WPT event. You made it to this final table. You were 1 card away from elimination, and that you came back and took down this title. What a performance.
Everything be good, and I continue play poker. And next series of CPT, very good series, very good girls, very beautiful.
Okay, let's bring the trophy over here for Renat. Your name is going to be inscribed on the WPT Champions Cup with all the legends on the World Poker Tour. Just terrific. In addition to the 230,000 euros you're going to win, you also win an entry into the WPT World Championship event where you can win millions more at Bellagio in Las Vegas.
Of course I come. I come in Las Vegas and Bellagio, so okay.
Once again, our champion, Renat Bogdanov. Marinella, back to you.
Like you said, Mike, unbelievable. This was Renat's first ever WPT event, and he beat out all the Italians. Congratulations to Renat Bogdanov, the season 10 WPT Venice Grand Prix champion here at the Casino di Venezia. Please join us next time as the World Poker Tour travels to Los Angeles and the Commerce Casino for the LA Poker Classic. Until then, from Mike Sexton, Vince Van Patten, Tony Dunst, the Royal Flush Girls, and the whole WPT team, I'm Marianella Pereira saying thanks for watching and buonasera.
I don't understand what this is for.